Close your eyes. Hear metal on metal. Bowls, one after another, like a slow, careful rain. Sandals on packed earth. A single voice counting under breath. This is dawn. A row of monks moving through lanes where rooftops still hold last night's stories. Today, we walk that line. I'm Sumnun Bradley. Ancient stones, modern stories, warm welcomes. Tonight, this morning, we listen to how giving shapes daily life in Cambodia.
On this episode, a novice monk arranging the morning rice, a grandmother who times her offering between prayers, a market vendor who wraps small portions for donors, and a monastery steward who explains how those rice bowls turn into schooling, medicine, and temple upkeep. I promise a humane, sound-rich look at dana, the practice of giving, without revealing sacred secrets or private lists. This is documentary, not devotion. We will respect boundaries and the people who trust us with their voices.
Let's set a little context briefly. Dana simply means generosity, a practice that's as everyday as preparing rice. In Cambodian communities, offerings follow clear rules. Monks traditionally do not accept money for food inside the alms line. Households prepare parcels or cooked portions, and there are social etiquettes that guide who receives what and when. We'll cite resources in the show notes for those who want to learn more.
Important on the ethics front, we will not publish temple schedules, household addresses, or lists that could invite unmediated visits. If you want to support a temple or community program you hear about, go through named, verified channels we link in the notes. Also, we have consent from everyone you'll hear. Some voices are translated and some people asked for anonymity, so we honor that.
Now, step down from the road. The novice's hands are small but steady. He arranges plastic bags of morning rice, tucks packets of dried fish into baskets, and counts. He hums to himself, not a chant, but a rhythm of work. I met him in a courtyard where the temple kitchen smells like warm jasmine rice and old teak.
Tell us about that courtyard. What does a morning like that actually look and sound like? For listeners who haven't been there, the patterns matter.
The courtyard is half in shadow. A novice lifts a lid and scoops rice into bowls, each portion measured from a big communal pot. A woman from the neighborhood arrives with 2 small packets wrapped in banana leaf, one for the abbot, one for the novices. She lowers herself briefly in a small, respectful bend, waits until the monks pass, then places the packets into the waiting bowls. She says quietly, "For the merit of my family." He answers, softly, "May your days be light." There is no fanfare. It's a careful exchange, practical, spiritual, quietly social.
From a cultural standpoint, the timing and manner of giving matter because they maintain reciprocity. The monk's role is both spiritual and practical. Those bowls often feed the temple community or support local programs. You mentioned the measurements. How is the kitchen organized to turn offerings into actual care?
The head cook showed me a ledger, nothing fancy, just a notebook, where she tracks daily staples, rice, fish, oil. When offerings come in, they're pooled. Some funds pay for a child's school books, some go to medicine for an elder in the village, and some keep the temple roof from leaking during monsoon. The novice I followed helped sort today's gifts, which goes straight to the pot and which are reserved for agreed programs. It's a modest but carefully run system.
We should be explicit. Monastic rules differ, but often monks can receive food directly. Money usually goes to temple stewards who manage communal needs. That's why asking a trusted liaison or the monastery office is the right move, rather than leaving a private donation at the gate and hoping it reaches where you intend.
I want to bring in some voices from the line. First, a grandmother who times her offering between a short family prayer and the day's first errands. Her hands are weathered.
She hums a little melody as she walks. She told me, "We give because it keeps the house blessed. We are small, but together we make enough." Her words were simple, full of steady conviction.
There's something I love about that phrasing. We are small, but together we make enough. It echoes how community economies work. Small acts woven into a safety net. Did the grandmother say anything about what she chooses to give? That often reveals practical priorities.
She prefers cooked rice and a little fish. She explained that perishable items feed the monks quickly, and the leftover grain is shared with elders who cannot cook for themselves. Nearby, a rice vendor told me she wraps tiny extra bags, one for the alms line, another to sell, because for her, the act of giving is also an economic rhythm. She said she learned it from her mother. Give what you can, when you can.
A practical note for listeners: if you want to offer food, cooked portions, sealed snacks, or dry goods like rice in small sealed bags are appropriate. Avoid highly fragrant or messy items that might be difficult to store or share. And always ask, politely, before recording anyone. Consent matters here.
We pause now for a moment. Imagine the soundscape with me. The low hum of market carts, a distant chant receding, wooden shutters opening. These sounds are not background. They shape the feeling of giving. They remind you that dana is not only ethical, but sonic. The clink of bowls marks a beat in the day.
That interlude is also practical storytelling. Sound tells us how a practice is embedded in daily life. After the market quiets, we spoke with a monastery steward who handles incoming offerings and coordinates where they go. He explained how transparency works: receipts for larger donations, community meetings to set priorities, and school sponsorships run through a temple committee.
He told us a story. One season, heavy rain damaged several roofs. The temple called for extra support. Small households pooled resources, and a few larger donors covered shingles. The steward emphasized that what people give is never just for the monks. It circulates, helping the elderly, supporting children's schooling, and keeping services running during crises. That sense of mutual care matters more than any single gift.
We also asked how visitors should approach financial support. Short answer: use verified channels. If you want to sponsor education or health programs, ask for a point person, someone on the temple committee, or a registered local NGO. That prevents performative giving and ensures funds meet community priorities.
Okay, 2 quick travel tips. 1. Dress modestly and observe local customs. Shoulders and knees covered for both men and women in temple spaces. 2. If you bring an offering, present it with both hands or with a slight bow. Step aside to let monks collect the bowls without blocking the path. And please, ask to record. Never assume consent. We have details for trusted contacts in the show notes.
And for field recording fans, capture a short room tone before you start. Ask for consent, and remember your presence changes the scene. Be transparent about what you'll do with recordings. If a person asks to remain anonymous, honor that request in editing and credits.
Before we close, I want to share a small, quiet takeaway. Giving in these places is not a one-off spectacle. It's a daily negotiation of care. Bowls clink and hands reach out, but what we're really witnessing is a social technology of survival and belonging. If you come to Cambodia, don't treat alms as a tourist act. Ask, listen, and let community custodians invite your participation.
Remember, if you're moved to help, follow the guidance in our show notes. Support through recognized programs, check consent for media use, and prioritize what local leaders say the temple or neighborhood needs.
Thank you for walking part of this morning with me. If you enjoyed this sound-rich look at Dana, please subscribe to Ancient Echoes KH so more Khmer voices can be heard and preserved. Share the episode with someone who loves stories carved in stone
and lived in kitchen courtyards. And until next time, quiet stones, loud stories.
Subscribe, leave a review if you can, and check the episode notes for resources, verified donation channels, and our production credits. Walk the temples with me and Samnang, safely and respectfully.